Are you excited?
Yes.
Congratulations. You had no idea you were going to go on stage.
No, so Jason basically kept us in mystery until about 10 minutes ago. So
Awesome. No pressure.
basically debating fainting at this point, which will be really fun.
You'll be fine. I've seen the presentation. 3, 2, go.
The check engine light. We've all seen one, but we don't know what it means. It's that, oh no moment. Now, your local dealer would love to know that this light is on so that they could help you. Unfortunately, even though your car is the most sophisticated piece of technology that you own, it's entirely offline and disconnected. Carforce connects the car back to the dealer when the customer's at a point of need. We essentially take that oh no moment and replace it with the opportunity for a concierge experience for the consumer, as well as additional service work for the dealership. With Carforce, dealerships can now plug in, log in, and check in with their customers. This is something they've never been able to do before. Now, we went live with our first dealer customer on December 8th. That's Baker Nissan that you guys are seeing back here. And I'm about to log in as Luis, the fixed operations director at Nissan, so you can see his top 3 daily use cases. This is live customer data, by the way. So Luis logs into our cloud-based dealer dashboard. He's looking for 3 key performance indicators. The first is the number of repair order opportunities. The second, the number of alerts. And lastly, what the total aggregate value of these repairs would cost or earn him at his dealership. Now, as he scans across his 300 connected customers, he's going to look for the ones that have the most alerts, such as Juan. So Juan's got 3 alerts that are already active in the first 10 weeks since we launched, and he's also driven 3,800 miles, so at a minimum, he's due for an oil and filter change. Now second, Luis can also look for the most lucrative opportunities within his connected car base. Now here we've got Wendy. Wendy's got a Murano that's already having a camshaft position issue. Now this is gonna be at least a couple $1,000s to fix, so he's gonna get on the phone with her right now. And lastly, there's only 14 folks with alerts right now. However, there's a lot of folks that have driven thousands upon thousands of miles in the first 10 weeks, such as Tom, who you just saw. He's an Uber driver, and he's already logged 23,000 miles in the first 10 weeks of launch. And like Tom, there's actually over 100 customers on the platform right now that are ready for an oil and filter change. That's pretty exciting, and that actually brings the service opportunity way beyond this $8,700 that you guys are seeing here. Now, you might be wondering, how do we monetize? We actually charge the dealership $15 per connected car per month. This is a hardware, software as a service solution, so we provide both. And we've got a 300 minimum order quantity. We sign them for a 12-month contract, and it's auto-renew. Now, this isn't just theory. Our first customer is also our first paying customer. We'll be accruing $54,000 from these guys. Now, how big is this market size? Well, there are 250,000, roughly, service centers across the country that comprise about $147 billion in parts and service every year. Those are our target customers. Specifically, though, we are targeting the roughly 18,000 franchise dealerships that control the lion's share of the parts and service industry, roughly $86 billion. And while that's interesting alone, the other reason that we're targeting those guys is because they've not only got the motivation to use our product, they've also got the means. They're the only kind of service center that also qualifies for manufacturer incentives for effective customer loyalty programs, which our service helps them do. So I'd like to share that we've actually discovered a pretty good growth hack. Sorry, I lost my slide. A pretty good growth hack that gets us to a sales path of 5,000 different customers. I'd be happy to share that offline. We don't have the time to do it right now. But with that, we believe that we can get to $250 million within the next 48 to 60 months, which gets us pretty excited. In summary, this is a very large opportunity within a very outdated industry, and it's prime for disruption. And I'd like to announce today at launch that Carforce is ready for the next level, ready for growth. Thank you.
Cyan, what did you think of our IBM Smartcamp finalist?
For not knowing that you were going to be on stage until a few minutes ago, that was one of the best presentations I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
The presentation was huge.
Huge.
Tremendous. Feedback.
No, but seriously, these are the types of businesses that really excite me. So I guess I have one question. I noticed a device up there, which I guess is the tracking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the cost of that device? Where do you manufacture it? If I can look at it, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
There you go. So we're in the Bay Area. There's actually a couple companies that develop these devices. We had the choice of either making them ourselves or partnering. So either build, acquire, or partner. We're young enough that we can't afford acquiring, so it was either build it ourselves or partner. Automatic makes a really good device. I think Thajo was up here a year or two ago.
2 years.
2 years ago. We're actually partnered with Mojio out of Canada. They're all roughly the same cost, and you can think of it as the thumb drive for cars or the Fitbit for a car. So we use any of them. We're specifically data channel agnostic, and we're paving the way for eventually the manufacturers. The Honda Accelerator is here. We already talked to those guys. They'll be able to stream the data directly to us and kind of sidestep the
Great.
OBD2
Another
device.
question.
A great presentation. I see how you're going after the new car market. How do you plan on addressing all the existing cars on the roadways?
Yes, that's a great question. So there's actually new cars. There's only 16 million of them that were sold that have connectivity last year in North America, but there's over 160 million on the road today that are smart capable. But they don't have that OBD2 device. So that's our phase one. Phase one for the next 24 months is really focused on almost exclusively used cars. So the way that we're going about onboarding is for Baker Nissan, our first live customer, we showed up, we gave them 300 of these connected car devices, and for the customers coming back to the service center with their used cars, we targeted folks that have cars that are between 24 to basically 2 years to 7-year-old cars. They tend to have the most issues, so it's actually just a really good fit. So that is actually our first use case, is used cars, because there's just more of them.
Great.
Yeah, I can certainly see the value to a car dealership. Most of their money is made on service, most of their margin is made on service. Could you describe the data that's being exchanged with the dealer and the data that I as a driver would have access to?
Yes. So that was one of the things. Ideally, when we launched, I really wanted it to be an opt-out and have the customer say, no, don't put this in my car. We thought, though, we probably didn't want to get sued, at least not this early. So we have it as an opt-in. So when we go to the dealership, when we've got a really nice value prop flyer, so we tell the customer, and we've practiced this a couple times, by the way, you've been selected as one of Nissan's preferred customers. There's only 300 across the entire 10,000 active user base. So they're like, ooh, I'm special. And then, by the way, by the time you leave today, your car's going to be equipped with onboard diagnostics. This is completely complimentary to you. And so you as a customer are going, oh, well, what's the catch? And actually that was the biggest question we got. We launched in Texas intentionally because we want to test this out with the true American market. I think in the Bay Area we all love technology, so it's easy to say, sure, put it in my car. But in Texas I thought, I'm going to get a lot of the big brother kind of stay out of my car, don't mess with us attitude.
Let's take a final question before
sorry.
we run out of time.
I don't have a question. I just think the fact that you're automatically pushing this stuff to dealers is fantastic and great pitch.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Let's hear it for Carforce and